Hey gamers, Cell here. So, after chapters 3 and 4 of Deltarune dropped, over a year ago today, it didn't take long for the community to agree that the Roaring Night was definitely one of the holidays, most likely Death. But there's a possibility that I felt always got overlooked, and with chapter 5 just a couple of tomorrows away, this might be my last chance to talk about it. First off, I just find it hard to believe that Toby would make what seems to be his big mystery villain so obvious halfway through the game. For comparison, in Undertale, we couldn't guess that Flowey was Asriel back in Waterfall, so it seems weird to me if we already know who the Roaring Knight is going to be this early. So, the main reason people think it has to be one of the holidays is because of these so-called antlers. But I don't think this is the conclusive evidence we've been using it as. Because we see the holidays, we see Carol, Rudy and Noelle a lot, and we see Des in the photo at the end of chapter 3. And none of their antlers look like this. So if this magic Dark World armor the knight is supposedly wearing can just change the shape of the antlers completely, then it can also just make random horns that aren't antlers. So I think this is more of a red herring than it actually being one of the holidays. While we're on the topic of the knight's design, I mean, look at this fucking thing. Its abdomen splits apart, the head looks almost liquid. We also see the knight turning into a little ball and some bird looking thing when it flies up with Undyne. This is a whole shapeshifter. I don't think just wearing a suit of armor lets you do all this. I don't think there is any Lightner wearing this armor, because what we see the knight doing goes so far beyond what the Lightners can do that I don't think it's possible. Everyone else gets some cool drip, a weapon, maybe a weird skin color change if you're Chris, but nothing comes close to this. I think this supposed suit of armor we're looking at is the actual creature, not just some armor it's wearing. The Roaring Knight looks a lot more like a Titan than any Lightners or Darkners we've seen in the game so far. It shares the black and white color scheme for the Titan spawn and the Titan we fight, and it looks a lot like the tall, skinny Titans from the Prophecy image of the Roaring. We know very little about the Titans. The only ones we've seen in the boss fight and the Prophecy have been giant ones, but there could be other types of Titans too, for all we know. Maybe there are smaller Titans like the Knight, or maybe the Knight is some kind of special case. The Knight could also be a different thing that's related to the Titans, like it's just a different darkness-based creature that we haven't heard of yet. Because we don't really know much about the darkness or the Titans. Most of what we know comes from Ralsei, and Ralsei is, I mean, he's not the most reliable source. So when Ralsei tells us the Titans are just mindless beasts that do nothing but destroy, should we really trust him fully on that? I mean, he's lied about like half the things he said. So I don't think we should take what he says as gospel. It could be a blatant lie again. Okay, I think I've more or less said what I have to say. I do get why the common consensus is some sort of holiday night theory, but I think it's tricky Tony misleading us. Maybe it's like a halfway thing, like the Knight being a Titan that absorbed some of December's dust or her soul or something. I still think it's a Titan acting as a Titan, not a Lightner just wearing a suit of armor. Maybe we'll know who or what the Titan is in a few days. Maybe not. I mean, the Knight could not show up again until chapter 7 for all we know. Leave a like if you think I'm right. Leave a hate comment if you think I'm wrong. And if you want to hear me yap again, maybe subscribe. That would be nice. Either way, Deltarune tomorrow. Bye gamers.